Mean people suck. That's the truth. I'm Brother Dennis with Thicker Than Water Ministries, www.ttwmtruth.com. The title of this little short is Dealing with Wolves. I've learned a few things over the last couple of years about how to deal with people who hurt you, Christian people, and when they hurt you. So I think when the kind of hurt, emotional hurt, that comes at the hands of a person who claims to be Christian is a special kind of hurt. If you read the scriptures and look at the kind of guy that Jesus was, I mean, if you remove all the spirituality and all the theology and just read the Bible just like it's a book, people know. Even people that don't go to church know what kind of guy Jesus was. And so when you claim to be a Christian person and you hurt people, it's a deeper kind of hurt. Let me just talk about a few situations, being as vague as possible, understanding that this is not about trying to point the finger and indict Christian people who have sucked, and more just on how to deal with it when it happens to you. There's a lot of hurt going on out there. I begin with my own experience concerning church, and something I want to keep talking about. By their perspective, if you ask them and versus how it looked to us, it appeared to us we got fired. We got fired and ran out. It was a difficult time for us, and at the time, I wanted to be angry at the people at that church. I won't say the name of the church now, only because, again, people who know me know. But if you've stumbled across this video, later on, less important. The lessons are more important than calling out the people. And going back on it, I feel like we even got a letter of an apology from one of the ladies at the church there, asking my forgiveness because she slandered me to people after we left, which, of course, I wrote back and was like, it's okay. Trying to, and I still love the people there. I mean, if I don't know how they feel towards us, and we've seen, one or two of them at the grocery store, and they kind of smile from a distance, and you know who you are. And if you run across this video, you people from that church, you know who I'm talking to. We love you. If we can reconcile and at least be friends, that'd be wonderful, and put all that ugliness behind us. If we're going to call ourselves Christian people, that's what you got to do. You got to let it go. Let it go. It was a difficult time. I suppose when I go back and look at it, well, my idea of what my role was as a pastor there and what their idea of what my role was as a pastor there was different. And probably it was a lack of communication on my part to try to clarify those things. I just started moving in a direction. It was my first church out of college, and stuff happened. So I had to deal with that. Now, I know other people. On one hand, a friend of mine who, a dear family to us, in the church they were going to, there was some shadiness with the leadership, and they had a board meeting, basically told people, you're disbanded, and locked the doors, and basically ran these people out, which is bad enough. And the one lady in particular who was involved in this, she was like a spiritual mom to me for a long time, and was literally the receptionist at this church. 13 years. When you think about this church, she was a figurehead there for a long time. And now there's new leadership there, and there's a bunch of ugliness going on and hurt. And now just recently they've been accused of stealing some sports equipment there. Like, if you know these people, that's absolutely ridiculous. There's no way. But there's hurt that's being inflicted by people who claim to be Christian. Other things to deal with that you come across. You see a video on Facebook of a girl got herself locked in the bathroom, and her man is, cussing her out, and the baby's crying, and you want to be mad at the guy. I'm like, you're an idiot. What are you doing, man? But I can't judge. There was a time in my life when I had to deal with extreme anger and outbursts. And of course, over time, I've learned how my anger affected and hurt my loved ones around me, and have learned through God to curb those things. But you get mad, and then you think about it later. I thought about it later. I was like, man, I can't judge that guy. I can't. And what kind of, if I do, then what place does that put him in? Better to reach out maybe and say, hey, look, man, it isn't justified, but I understand when anger gets a hold of you like that and you get out of control, and let me try to help you find some ways to not do that, instead of being judgmental. This is a message to people on both sides of this. I'm going to talk to my brothers and sisters in Christ first and be like, look, you may have to spend eternity in heaven with some of the people that you've been mean to. I think there's going to be a lot of people in heaven who people go, wow, I'm surprised that person made it. And there's going to be a lot of people missing from heaven that people go, wow, I really thought that person thought they had it. It's weird. The best policy when you're dealing with wolves. Let me talk to the wolves first. Look, if you are a Christian person and you claim Christ, you really should watch your attitude and not be a repellent to people. Don't. Jesus has been alive and well for over 2,000 years. He doesn't need you as his champion. Relax. Bless God, we got to defend the faith. Stop it. You will reach and do more for people in their lives when you respond to them with love and patience and grace. The things that Jesus reached people with. I defy you to go anywhere through the scriptures and look at any place where Jesus had a harsh word for an unbeliever. A person who didn't claim any kind of spirituality. He loved the centurion. He shared a drink with the woman at the well. His harshest language was for the religious leaders of his time. And you should hold your leaders to a higher standard. But I digress. Finishing up. If you're a person who has been hurt by a person who claims to be Christian, don't hold that stuff against Christ. It's difficult. A friend of mine who, great dude, just a great dude, but is gay. And basically says that, grandma loves him, but loves him in a way like, well, I got to love you now because I'm not going to see you for eternity. And I don't want to answer those kinds of things right now, but I want to speak more about the negativity that he feels about that. And then here I come, and I'm trying to show the love of Christ to this guy. And not like in a used car salesman kind of way, but in a genuine heart. I like the dude. He's cool. I like hanging out with him. We have deep, great conversations. But there's a block there because of the Christian influence that he's had in his life. And that's what you do when you're a wolf to people. You block them from genuine-hearted people who are trying to reach them. You do damage, scarring damage to their spirit, to their emotions. If you're that person who's been hurt by somebody like that, don't hold it against Christ. Not all Christian people are like that. There are people like me who will put a hug on your neck and genuinely, with no, I don't want nothing from you. I don't need anything from you. And just genuinely love you. We're out there. It seems like it's getting harder to find, but we're out there. Try to understand where other people are coming from. All the old adage, just put yourself in the other person's shoes. And it's hard to do that when somebody's cutting your guts out to understand why they picked up the knife. But some people don't know better. They weren't raised any better. They're coming from a bad place. I mean, just giving somebody the benefit of the doubt of a bad day, okay, they were just having a bad day, can eliminate some of that kind of stuff from our life. There's not really a whole lot more to say there. I want to encourage you. I want to say that if nobody else has said it to you today, I love you, genuinely love you. And I hope that whatever has been done to you, whatever harm has been inflicted to you, spiritually or emotionally from a person who claims to be Christian, I hope that this small message sucks some of that poison out. And that's kind of what we got to do, and I'm going to leave you with that. Like a snake bite. Spiritual, emotional pain is like a snake bite. You got to suck the poison out, but you don't have to swallow it. And internalize it. Spit it out. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. Please remember, I hope, be encouraged. Go in peace, love, and serve the Lord. If you have some special time later on, you can check out www.ttwmtruth.com. Every time I say the name of the website, I always jack it up. www.ttwmtruth.com. I'm trying to do a video or a podcast once a week, something fresh once a week, more content for there. I put a book on there. It's called Fringe Christianity, Practical Guide to Christianity for the Outsider. You can get it as an ebook on Amazon.com, but all the chapters of the book are available in the Written Truths tab on the website. The message is more important than the money to me. You read it, you understand. I'm trying to introduce and teach Christianity to people free from the man-made traditions that weigh it down. And so, God bless you once again. Go in peace to love and serve the Lord.